BBC2.
Why are we here? Where do we come from? These are the most enduring of questions.
Every piece of you and me was forged in the furnaces of space.
Professor Brian Cox returns to BBC Two with Wonders of the Universe. Starts tonight at 9.
In the last of this series, Top Gear show off their best bits from 2010. Show those off at 8. Now on BBC Two and also in high definition on the BBC HD channel. We hand you over to Jonathan Edwards in Paris.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Paris, the city of love, which for this weekend has become the city of medals as the 31st European Indoor Athletics Championships is in town. Now the British team has travelled here short on numbers and experience, but in the championships where down through the years our average medal haul has been just 4, it's a case of so far so good.
Tiffany O'Feely of Great Britain. Good start by O'Feely, so did Devil O'Rourke nearest the camera. Tiffany O'Feely's got a bit of work to do. Just inside her is Caroline Nitra. O'Feely's coming through, goes crashing down. Wow, that was superb.
They've just given it to Nitra.
A silver medal, not a bad day's work.
Men's 400-metre final. Get away, first time. And the two British athletes have started very quickly. Joel, the Frenchman, takes the lead. Strachan trying to go with him. Buck in third place. It's going to be gold all the way from Leslie Joel. Buck gets the bronze for Great Britain. The reigning champion, indoors and outdoors. The 3,000-metre final, another big moment for Mo Farah. Mo Farah defending his title, sprinting for the line. It's gold for Great Britain. Farah wins it.
So 2 days of competition completed, 3 medals in the bag, each of them worthy of praise in their own right. But what of this, the third and final day? Well, I've got a hunch it could get even better. It's finals all the way this afternoon, and Britain has no better shot at gold than with Jenny Meadows in the women's 800 metres. She's looked in total control so far this weekend. Wayne Chambers, though, has been less than convincing in qualifying for the 60 metres final. He's up against the young French sensation Christophe Lemaitre. The question is, has Dwayne simply been saving his best until last? This indoor season has been a revelation for Helen Clitheroe, and she'll line up in the 3,000 metres with genuine medal possibilities, maybe even the gold. It's not easy being a teenage star and then having to step up into the senior ranks, but 17-year-old Jodie Williams seems to be taking it all in her very fast stride. She goes in the 60 metres final. And Andrew Osagi may well look back upon this championships as a turning point in his career. Immensely talented and now on the brink of his first major medal. As I said, it is finals all the way this afternoon, and this is how the action pans out. 2:15, it's the women's 3,000 metres final with Helen Clitheroe. Got a women's high jump final, and then those 2 800 metres finals. Andrew Osagi off at 2:45, and then Jenny Meadows and Marilyn Okoro at 3 o'clock. 3:40, the women's 60-metre finals. We'll watch Jodie Williams' prospects there with great interest, and then Dwayne against Lemaitre in the men's 60s at 3:55. And it all rounds off with the relays. Great British medal chances there in both of those races. Good afternoon, welcome back to the Palais Omnisport here in Paris-Bercy for the third and final day of these European Indoor Championships. And speaking of medals, we have Britain's first gold medalist here of these championships, Mo Farah, alongside Steve Cram. Mo, fantastic performance yesterday. We'll speak to you shortly, but first, let's look back at that great race.
Ibrahimov just has a look around to see what's behind him, and there's a long line of people who've still got chances here. It's been fast, another 30-second lap, and then a 29 from Mo Farah. He's making this a real tough test. He looks comfortable still at the front, although he's doing what he normally does, spends a lot of time checking what's going on, looking at the screen, looking behind him. Meucci there, you just got a glimpse of, just trying to hang on, and that's what they're all doing now because the gaps are starting to appear, and this pressure is beginning to tell.
Farah leads. Ibrahimov in second place, Akas in third. Andy Badley's got to hang on there if he's got a chance of getting a medal. Just losing a little bit of touch there with Akas behind him. And Gemal Agassi is a long way back now. But now Mo Farah has got to stamp his authority on this race. 400 metres to go and 2 Britons inside the top 4.
He's hurting now himself. He has a look. He's still got danger. Espana's got onto the back of that group. Andy Badley is running really well, and Mo's just starting to falter slightly. But he's got lots of guts and he's got pace. But he's going to have to dig deep to win this. Ibrahimov is there. Akas can finish quickly. Andy Badley, 1500-metre pace, must be thinking there's a chance of a medal. Farah's kicked again. Ibrahimov has gone with him. Andy Badley covering the move. Espana going with him. They take them down. Farah, the defending champion, still has got work to do here. Ibrahimov is right with him. Just a metre between them. Andy Badley under attack from Akas. What's Farah got left? Ibrahimov on the outside, Farah on the inside. Mo Farah defending his title, sprinting for the line. It's going to be gold for Great Britain. Farah wins it. Ibrahimov in second. And Akas takes the bronze. Andy Badley fourth. Well done, Mo Farah. Wasn't the easiest race by any stretch of the imagination. And Ibrahimov tested him to the full. And that, I'm sure Mo Farah will turn around and say it was a tough, tough race. There's very good athletes in there, medalists all over the place. There's 2 or 3 of them just in that picture who came here to try and take the title away from this man, but he wasn't having any of it. And once again, he's the champion of Europe.
Well, Mo, that makes good watching, doesn't it? A bit more relaxing, I think, watching it now than it was in the race. You look pretty nervous.
I was definitely, you know, I couldn't get rid of him. I knew he was there, but, you know, I kind of was looking around because I didn't know sort of how fast I was running, and we couldn't see on the screen sort of who was behind, and I was just thinking Jesus might be there, but I thought, yeah, Ibrahimov did definitely give me a good race.
You talked to your interview with Phil Jones afterwards about the fact that, you know, you've got a lot of miles in your legs, you're going to do the New York half marathon. That's what Alberto Salazar said. So did you realise that you didn't quite have that sharpness that you normally have?
Yeah, I think that's what was lacking, you know, when Alberto said we're definitely doing longer stuff and trying to get me strong towards the world. But this race, I've won it before. Just go out there and just go and just do your best.
What about this expectation that you have on your shoulders? I remember a couple of years ago in Turin, you know, we obviously hoped you would win. Now we do almost expect it. How do you cope with that?
It's one of these things I enjoy, sort of doing training and working hard, and it's all about sort of training and focusing, keep working, keep grafting. But I enjoy sort of racing, and it doesn't really bother me if I'm favourite or not, kind of. It's just one of these things where you know you've been sort of putting all the miles and all the hard work. So we just come out here, just go out there and see what you can do.
Absolutely. Steve, what did you make of it? I mean, obviously great delight over the years watching Mo run and see the way that he's blossomed into the athlete that he is.
He had me worried. I don't think in any real sense. I think if you watched what he was doing to the field and then you knew what you were trying to do was to really just run at a pace. That second 1500, 3:43. Yeah. And there's not many people who are going to live with that. I was really surprised Ibrahimov stayed with you for so long. To be honest, you could have qualified in the 1500 with that sort of time. I think that would have been the quickest of the heats in the 1500 as well. But that's my point. I think I said at the beginning, you're at that stage in your career now where you've got all those options coming into the race. It's about how you can win it. And that looked like the best plan A. It was just that Ibrahimov hadn't read the script, had he? And he's hung on and hung on. But at the end of the day, I think standing here, it gets embarrassing talking about him standing here. But the difference over the last 2-3 years is that you're executing and winning something like that when maybe 3 or 4 years ago there might have been a way you might have found to lose the race. But it doesn't happen anymore. He's a winner. And of course now the hard bit with Alberto is then taking that onto the next level, isn't it?
Yeah.
out into the world's arena.
I mean, you talk about that's it. You've got 5 European titles now. You've pretty much got Europe sewn up.
Yeah.
You've made the coaching change, which I guess some people might have looked at and said, well, it's been so successful. Why are you changing things? So just talk about your philosophy there and why you've done what you've done.
Yeah, definitely. It hasn't been easy, obviously, sort of changing coach. Alan's story has helped me so much. And, you know, as an athlete, you look at your career and you think, sort of, what have I done? I'm definitely sort of the best in Europe. I've kind of improved there. And to get well state, to get closer to medal, I think Alberto Seletar can help me that little extra bit. Having been athlete himself, and, you know, they got the facilities out there. It's absolutely incredible. And he can just give me that little extra bit, I hope.
And it's a big change for you, isn't it? You know, family. It's not just, you know, people watch on the telly and they see you run around the track and they almost sometimes think athletes are robots.
Yeah.
But of course, there's the whole kind of what goes on behind the scenes, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you know, it's week on week out, putting all the miles in and doing every little extra bit. And Alberto, as a coach, he's not afraid to try anything new. So if it means sort of just getting extra little bit more miles, being on the treadmill, underwater, or anything else, he's not afraid of doing that. And he's a great coach, I believe.
And what do you feel that you need to do to make that next step up? As I said, you know, you've got Europe sewn up, it seems, but then it's going on to take the likes of the Ethiopians and the Kenyans, the Kenenisa Bekeles, et al. What do you feel you need?
Isn't a thief, okay?
Hi. I know I'm probably the last person you want to see right now.
Pretty much.
Then I see you have every right to ignore what I'm about to say. But we were robbed. Our animal hospital's been nearly cleaned out and we have a very sick cheetah in need of medication.
What do you need?
Can you think of anywhere else he might be?
No. None of his friends have seen him. I think he's gone.
No, man.
Look! Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
I heard about what happened.
You did?
How are you doing?
Danny and Alice are more upset than I am. So it's put one of the animals in danger.
Dup, we've got to go. I'm looking for Tarbo.
Yeah.
Tab, I just saw him at the junction bus up on the Joburg Road.
Yeah. Thanks, Bruce.
Look, there's the bus. Come on, we'll never get through. We've got to go round.
Bloody dogs.
Go!
Sorry, Bruce. We gotta go. We'll be fine.
What are you doing here? What are you doing? Are you really going to leave without saying goodbye?
You know, running away is only going to make you look guilty.
Leave us alone, old man.
Guilty of what? Leopard's Den was robbed last night. The whole animal hospital was cleaned out.
What did you do?
Forget it, Seco.
What did you do? I told those guys where they could go to make their money back.
So you brought them to us? Ah, you...
I had no choice, I swear. They won't be back. They've got what they need.
How could you do that to us? And to your brother?
That's why you wanted to leave so fast, before I found out what you'd done. You lied to me. I had to get them off my back. You're never gonna change, are you? Okay, look, I should have told you, but it's done now. What are you gonna do, go back to Leopard's Den? They think you did it. That's why the old man's here.
The old man is out here because he cares about you, Tauber.
We all do.
Your family, T. I'm your blood.
Blood. Family's more than just blood, Tauber. Come on.
I'm not gonna let you drag me down with you. Let's start again. I used to look up to you, but you're nothing but a coward. You do this, T, and never see me again. I swear. This is the last time. I'm sorry.
Look at her. She's responding really well.
We're lucky Vanessa came through.
How did you leave things?
Hey. I thought I'd come see how she's doing.
Better. Thanks.
It really cleaned you out.
Vanessa, thank you so much for the medicine. Oh, you really didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, I'm glad to see that she's doing better.
Vanessa, you made a mistake. People make mistakes.
I don't want to talk about it.
Although I can't retract the fine, when she's fully recovered, I'd like you to take her to Mara.
I don't understand.
These animals have nowhere to go. The state can't provide for them. Maybe you can.
How? I won't have a game park soon.
Yeah, but with her in your care, I could recommend that Mara become an accredited centre for animal rehabilitation.
And then you'll be eligible for government grants.
It won't be a lot, and it's not a certainty. They might keep your head above water.
Danny, thank you.
You coming in?
Everyone thought I was guilty, didn't they?
Everyone was just in shock after the robbery, man. They weren't thinking.
We believed in you.
I'm sorry, both of you.
Darbo? Where's your brother?
He's gone. The people he owed, he directed them to Leopard's Den. They're the ones that robbed you. And I promise I didn't know.
Just about what I said.
Please. I wanted to thank you for everything you've done. I can't work here anymore.
Tarbo, please, don't.
Too much has happened. And Vanessa?
Yes?
You should also know, your car.
It's been returned, and we're all really glad about that. Before you make your mind up, come with me. We're releasing him in a few days' time. See if he's still got a family out there in the wild. Don't you want to be there for that? See it through? You only have to work here until then. See how it goes. It's just, he trusts you.
You know, you said Lungile was your only family, but that's not really true anymore, is it?
Just stay until we release him. Take it from there.
Okay.
Right. Well, now you're part of the family. You should know that we're a I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine kind of bunch. So, if Caroline hides the whiskey, you have to help me find it. If you make breakfast, I like sausages. And if you want to take a game drive and let me lie in, that's okay.
Now, this is the new area for the site. Once all the animals have been relocated, the construction teams can move in.
We haven't done anything about the leopard. So we don't even know where it is.
What the hell? The bush isn't a place for a girl like you.
And I'm coming with you.
You ain't lost 24 hours, darling.
It's getting like Lord of the Flies here.
Join me, Adrian Childs, together with guests including John Prescott and Catherine Tate for an entertaining look at the week gone by.
And since it's been such a busy week, Piers Morgan joins them all as well at 10 after two couples do battle. It's the skate-off next in Dancing on Ice.
Aviva, retirement, investments, insurance and health for life's little dramas.
For more information on Wild at Heart, visit itv.com/drama premieres. Sponsored by Aviva.
Ruth won't accept that Alice is gone.
I know she's dead, but she's still here. I can feel her.
I don't think you should speak to Alice anymore.
If Alice is real...
I sit in that house some days and I feel like I'm going crazy.
Sometimes I just know she's there.
New drama, Marchlands, coming soon to ITV1 and ITV1 HD.
Catherine Tate, Piers Morgan and John Prescott are on that Sunday night show in half an hour after Dancing on Ice. It's the skate-off right now on ITV1 and ITV1 HD.
Meet Jo, the girl with a perfect smile. These are the 14 men left chasing her. They really are racing to win her heart.
Earlier, these 12 couples skated for your votes. The competition began, and they gave it their all, because all of them are fighting to stay in Dancing on Ice. But 2 will have to perform again in tonight's skate-off. The lines have closed. We'll be giving you the results very shortly. It's Dancing on Ice, the skate-off.
Welcome back, Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby.
Welcome back to Dancing on Ice, the skate-off. Earlier tonight, our competition started, and you saw all 12 of our skating stars take to the ice to try to win your vote.
The 2 with the lowest number of votes will have to skate again, and one of them will be leaving the competition for good.
And for the first time this series, it's the judges who will decide. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I was hoping for a bit of thunder and lightning now.
You changed.
There it is.
Now, before we find out which 2 of our stars will be in the skate-off, let's catch up with what happened earlier this evening, where we had death spirals, blood on the ice, and the highest score of the series.
Folks, here's a story of Minnie the Moocher.
It was very cool in a classic way, I like to say, but the thing was, I still find you quite slouching over. I want you to be more of a leading man.
Emma said I need to be more of a leading man. I totally understand what she's talking about, but I had to adapt to this, routine really quickly. And no excuses at all. I'm going to try to work on that, what Emma said.
He does lead a lot. He is a leading man.
the rond de jambe could have been a beautiful moment, but unfortunately, you had what I call a baboon bum, in that it was protruding and sticking out. But overall, Chloe, I can see you are going to be a great contender in this competition.
Jason basically told me that I have a butt like a baboon, which I'm not that pleased with, considering a few million people heard it. But he also said that we have good potential in the competition, which is a huge compliment coming from, you know, the nasty judge. So I'm happy. I'm really happy.
You're so fun to watch. You're the one that brings the energy. You're the one that brings the fun, and you do bring that extra bit of sparkle. Even though Matt is kind of carrying you around the ice, you do make it fun for us as an audience.
This week the scores count, and I only got 9th, and I'm upset about that, but there's nothing I can do about it. You know, it is what it is, and I love being part of the show, and I'll be devastated to go on that performance.
I just wanna feel real love.
Was it a performance? No. It was adequate and it was tentative. Those are two words you could never have used as a cricketer. Don't use them now.
You can see it in my face.
Perhaps the performance was a little bit adequate and tentative, but we're trying our hardest here, and I'm trying my hardest, she's trying her hardest. We have to do it again, we'll do it better.
You have great musicality throughout. What I will say, though, darling, is, you know, we want to improve things. Watch getting in and out of lifts, especially your legs. They're rather stumpy, so you need to actually point the foot.
It's great, we got a great score, 19.5. Jason said I had stumpy legs. Fine, I just need to point my toes a bit more. That's Colin's advice for me, so I'm just gonna do that.
It's very enjoyable, partly for all the wrong reasons, but it's just not comfortable, and there's very, very little skating. What there is very basic and just not very good.
Robin said there wasn't very much skating, and when there was, it wasn't very good, but, you know, the man knows what he's talking about. You know, I've got to take these things on board and listen to what they say, really, and just hopefully, if I do get through, then just improve as much as I can.
When it comes to your performance, I just want to see the extra push. There's something that's not quite there yet. It feels like you are marking it from the waist upwards.
Thank you.
Command our attention.
The judges gave a lot of constructive criticism again. Emma wants to see me give a bit more push, which is fine, I'll work on that. But, you know, I think I'll do well to see another week here. I think there might be a skate-off looming.
You're a triple threat to yourself, mate. You can't dance, you can't perform, and you can't really find a beat. But I can't stop looking at you.
Well, I hope that we've done enough tonight. The scores were quite harsh, maybe a little harsher than I'd hoped, but Jason thinks I'm a triple threat, but he can't take his eyes off me, so I must have something. I know that I'm not the greatest ice skater, but he finds it captivating, so maybe I'll have to trade on that.
You started out in character and it was great, then the minute there was a bit more skating to think about, the character disappeared and the fun went. Sylvain can only help you so far. You need to help yourself, but when you're as good as you potentially will be, can't wait to see more.
I know I started out in character, and halfway it did disappear a little bit. I think some of the steps in the middle were quite advanced, and I did slip up a little bit, it just threw me, but I tried to get it back together for the end.
That's 25!
Sam is so exciting to work with. He really makes us think ahead. I mean, this is his second routine. That was a massive achievement tonight.
Yeah.
I got 25, so I'm pleased. I betted last week, which is what I wanted to do. I can't put it into words. Like, my body, I'm shaking everywhere. When the scores came out, I was close to crying. I was honestly, the emotion just takes over you. It's unreal, unreal.
What a difference 2 weeks can make. It was much more assured. Something that you still have to work on is your performance and your dance execution, and I would urge you to go and take some dance classes.
Jason said I should take some dancing class. Well, I'm going to have to think about it because, yes, I used to go clubbing, but I never used to go on the dance floor. I used to stand in the corner, so yeah.
Great to see you put yourself out there in the performance. You're not putting on a character, you're being you. And that really helps the relationship with Dan. The lifts are very nice and controlled. Just want to see more skating.
the judges' scores count this week, so I really hope we've done enough to get through. Do you think we've done enough?
I think we've done enough, love.
Do you?
I do.
Really?
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
We're happy.
Tell you what, it is hard to pick a favourite. Let's get a final word from our judges, see if Jason has finally been able to look away from Comedy Day for just a moment. You gave your highest score of the night. You gave your high score of the night tonight, in fact, for the whole series, so you must be encouraged so far by what you've been seeing.
Well, ease on. I mean, we've just started as well, so we've got a long way to go. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of potential in there, but, I mean, what's interesting is you can see those that are actually stepping up and those that I think are not going to deal too well with the pressures of this competition.
Okay, and obviously, Robin, you have the deciding vote tonight, so it's all back to you. The power is yours. Must feel good.
The power is back with us, but the skaters have to deliver, and they've got to forget, whoever is in the bottom two, forget what happened earlier tonight and bring it on tonight so that we can make the right decision.
Okay, well, let's find out. Thank you very much, judges. Phil.
Thank you, Holly. Okay, this is it. The results are in. We've combined your votes with the judges' scores. The two couples with the lowest overall points will have to compete against each other in the skate-off. I'm about to be given the results. Right after the break.
He may have won the race, but has he won her heart?
The new Ford Grand C-Max is designed and built around you, with its infinitely flexible 7 seats, effortless sliding doors, advanced EcoBoost engine, intuitive HMI dashboard, and even a tailgate that closes itself. It is innovation in your hands.
In these tough times, if you ignore a chip, you could end up paying your insurance excess. One call to Autoglass and we can usually repair it before it cracks. Nobody covers more of the UK. This customer called when she first saw a chip. If you fully comp, a repair is usually free and won't affect your no claims. Call Autoglass direct or book online.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
This is Martin Ball. He runs the Valley Community Theatre in Liverpool that helps young people. They're putting on another amateur production. I'll tell you more on the way. Right, let's go. Martin believes theatre gives kids a voice. It provides them with a safe place to go and helps them believe in themselves. This morning, we're going to thank Martin for the effort he puts in every day by making this the performance of a lifetime. Right,
It looks real.
It's actually Sean Bean.
Quaker Oats So Simple, thanking the people who make more of their mornings.
A flight to Paphos from only $69.99. Check. Sharm El Sheikh from only $79.99. Check. And the Algarve from only $39.99. Check. A whopping 22-kilogram bag allowance from only $12.99, so you can pack even more into your holiday. Check. A free loyalty scheme, so you can get away more. Check, check, check. There, that's everything you need to get away from East Midlands Airport. Jet2.com. It's a low-cost flight and more.
Stories? We all spend our lives telling them. About this, about that, about people. Some stories bring us laughter, sometimes they bring us tears. But isn't that what a great story does? Makes you feel. Stories that are so powerful, they really are with us forever.
Sky Atlantic, a brand new channel, free and exclusive for all Sky TV customers. Sky. Believe in better.
There we go. Well done.
It's a boy. Another one.
Also, we offer an MOT and service from just £99.
Really? That's good.
A headache feels different from a joint pain, which feels different from backache. Anadin know this. We're not just aspirin. We've developed a whole range of different formulations to effectively tackle pain. Wherever your pain, your answer is Anadin.
Don't miss the news, the views and the laughs.
I based my entire love life on that.
On this week's That Sunday Night Show.
What is that on the news?
I know what you mean.
Join me, Adrian Childs, for an entertaining look at the week gone by, with guests including John Prescott and Catherine Tate.
That Sunday Night Show after Dancing on Ice, the results on ITV1 and ITV1 HD.
14 men, now 13. Join us next week to find out who will win the heart of the girl with a perfect smile.
Welcome back to Dancing on Ice, the skate-off. All 12 of our stars perform tonight, and in a few moments, 2 must skate again. I am about to be given the results, so, in no particular order, the first couple safe and skating next week is... Kerry and Daniel. The second couple, safe and skating next week, is... Sam and Brianne.
Yes, quite chewy, meaty flavour and texture. Yeah, this is a vegetarian's dream. Yeah, I'd buy that, wouldn't you? Absolutely. If you're eating it first.
You don't have to have gourmet mushrooms to make a top-notch dish. Bog standard ones can be tasty too. The great news is that they're often at their best, just when you think they're almost past it.
When a mushroom starts to feel a little bit tacky to the touch, that's when they've mellowed and their flavour is really rich. That's when so many people look at it and think, ooh, I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to use it.
Mushrooms are like little sponges, so I don't wash them. I just wipe them and cook them in plenty of butter and a drop of olive oil to make them deliciously juicy.
They smell of autumn. They smell of the woods. Now, as lovely as that is, that does not supper make. But with a few other ingredients, things I've got knocking around, this could be quite substantial.
I've got some spring onions hanging around, so they're going in, and rosemary too. Meaty mushrooms just seem to love robust flavours.
Another clove of garlic. Garlic and mushrooms are 2 of the happiest ingredients you could ever imagine. I find it almost difficult to use mushrooms without garlic. Now, the other thing I've always got left over is bread. I just always somehow manage to have some left.
Any bread will do. I'm throwing some stale pita in with my leftover ciabatta, just to use it up, really.
I want to toast these breadcrumbs in with the spring onions and rosemary, but I don't want to add any extra butter, and I've got some butter in here with the mushroom juices, so I'm going to use some of that. Let those gently colour. Now, all these flavours are they're very woodlandy and what I call dark flavours, and I want something bright in there.
A grating of lemon zest will freshen things nicely.
Smell the garlic coming up from these breadcrumbs.
Then, the grinding of pepper and a good handful of parsley for a flash of instant colour. So the mushrooms are velvety and very soft, and the crumbs crisp and golden. Delicious juicy mushrooms and then this lovely crunchy crust. It's a much happier end for these ingredients than they might have had. If you think your mushrooms look a bit sad and forlorn in the fridge, give them a break. They'll just ooze flavour, but the lemon and fresh herbs are a must. Hunting down the finest ingredients has got to be one of the best bits about shopping. One thing that's tricky to get right, though, is fruit. It just seems that one day it's perfect, and the very next day it's not quite so appealing, but I never chuck it. There's always something tasty you can do. One thing I never get right is bananas, and that's partly because everybody likes their banana ripened differently. I can't stand the brown bits. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to burst into tears if there was like a really brown banana in my lunchbox. Some people like them almost crisp, when the skin is verging on green. And then there's those who won't eat it unless you can smell it from the other side of the room. My favourite way to use up black bananas is in this indulgent but easy cake. My trick to getting a really soft and creamy cake mix is to use a combination of caster sugar and light muscovado, which is a gorgeous caramel flavour that will work well with the bananas. I'm using 175 grams of butter along with the same quantity of sugar. My sugar and butter mix just needs a couple of eggs and vanilla extract. I'm going to put some hazelnuts in my cake. Probably need about 75 grams. You can add them from the packet. Toasting them gives them an extra deep flavour. These ground nuts will keep my cake really moist. And to bind the cake together, I need some flour. And I just need the same weight as the butter and sugar. Makes it really easy to remember. So that's 175 grams. And it'll get mixed in with the nuts and added to the creamed butter and sugar. The riper the banana, the richer the flavour. You know that by the smell. It smells like sort of old-fashioned banana sweets. I like little chunks of banana in my cake. So I just break it up into tiny little bits. You know, these little bruised black bits are just incredibly sweet. They're the very essence of banana. Now, wherever I think of banana, I think of chocolate. Beautiful dark chocolate. I could melt it and stir it in, but it would be lost. I want to have proper little chips of chocolate. You need about 100 grams of chocolate for this. Gently stir it together. I like to line my tins. That way the cake always seems to slide out in one piece. A sprinkling of Demerara sugar will give my cake a lovely golden crisp top. And then that goes in the oven at about 170 for a good hour. It's smelling really good. It's those really sticky black bananas. You'd think with the chocolate in there it would taste chocolate straight away, and it's not. All cake's good, but this is the nicest I've ever made. You know, that would be nice as a dessert. Maybe with some creme fraiche on the side. Maybe even a bit of cinnamon. Cold creme fraiche. Tiniest bit of cinnamon because it works with bananas and it works with chocolate. Those bananas were so close to being thrown out. They've made the most glorious cake. I'm so pleased with this. If this doesn't make you want to rescue those squishy bananas, then nothing will. Far too good for the bin, and a scrumptious way to kick off the weekend. I've shown how easy it is to transform your unwanted bits and bobs into luscious meals that everyone will enjoy. Next time, I'll be exploring my favourite unsung heroes in the kitchen and garden. These ingredients might not be the trendiest, but treat them to a few of my simple tricks and they'll give you a great tasting supper, perfect for any night of the week.
Stepping up to the plate in a moment, a food challenge.